and welcome back to the 2021 PDGA Professional World Championships presented by Grip 6. This is round 3 coverage from Mulligans Golf Course. We're on the back 9 with our lead card, BigSexyBarri, here with you, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
And we have just 9 more holes of open disc golf to play, and then we have got the final 2 rounds. Let's take a look at those scores there. Emerson Keith, with the bogey, a 3-putt and a spit out, still able to fire a 5 down front 9. Very impressive. McBeth had a little bit of a hiccup there, but scrapped back a birdie on hole 9. Calvin Heimburg, 3 under, 2 back of the lead. James Conrad, 3 back.
Yeah, a little bit of a hiccup might be an understatement. That was a full-on belch right there. That was bogey followed by a double bogey. Can't do that at the World Championships. What do we got here, Nate?
This is number 10, par 3, triple Mando, 285 feet. And you don't want to lose your lunch on this one. You got to stay under that mandatory and move hard right to secure a birdie.
Pretty tough because check this guy out. And this is going to be another one of those weird-looking sidearms. Right to left crosswind.
That is a weird sidearm.
He's so good at it, though.
Oh,
Look
my
at this.
gosh. That is
Unreal.
insane. And especially with this wind condition right now, blowing from the right, it is so difficult to get that. I mean, how do you control that angle? Unbelievable.
90% of the field is going to be doing this move right here.
Even if they don't have a good sidearm, they're still going to have to rely on that here. Just because the spin at the end gives you what Emerson got there. But James is just as close. They're both at the edge of the circle.
Full-on belch, man. I can't.
Goes a little deep there.
That was a hiccup.
Yeah,
that's a long way from the basket.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to leave him a headwind putt as well.
Calvin with that very overstable destroyer.
I don't really like very overstable here. I feel like you want the flip and the glide to get more carry before you need to skip off the ground.
Hard thing to do with that right to left crosswind, though. It's a difficult shot. And McBeth coming up short right. Breaking his hand, unfortunately. This guy is dirty at the putting thing. God, that is so good. Like, he's not like just barely getting in. Like, every time he makes these putts from 50, 60 feet, he's coming in with velocity. Like, really putting a lot of power and accuracy at the same time. It's incredible.
I love disc golf because so many different styles of putting. I mean, look at this. The rock back, rock forward, straight arm, straight up the pole, spin it right in. Completely opposite of what Calvin just did, and they're both just nailing putts.
Emerson, right side. Speaking of a different type of putt.
Just shows you if you practice your stroke, you put in the time. A lot of these guys do a lot of things similar, but totally different styles. Get those fundamentals down, and then anything can really work.
Yeah, make it your own once you get down the basics.
Looking now at hole 11, par 3, 363 feet. This one has some sand traps right up near the basket that you need to get over to stay safe. The driving range net, as we told you, not out of bounds unless you go over it. And this is the one hole where that could happen. We saw that, unfortunately, from Uli. So that's something these guys need to watch out for.
A lot of these guys are going to be going for that straight at it action. A little turnover, go right at it. This looks really good.
Ooh, is this going to be long enough? Wow, plenty. It's almost kind of an ace run, really.
Long enough, yeah.
What is that white paint for?
The white paint in front was the 10-meter circle, and the white paint on the right was the OB green.
Wow.
Which he just avoided.
Wow.
That was something that was a bit controversial, a change to the course that you can see on that bunker. That white paint is new to give us a more defined line so that judgment calls weren't having to be made by the players.
But it wasn't there for round 1, so slightly different course conditions.
Emerson playing the safer play to avoid the out-of-bound bunker, but still get a little slide up there. He's got to look.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, he takes all the out of bounds out of play, and we've seen him knock a few of those down already.
And that goes back to what we were talking about on hole 4 of the front 9, just knowing where the miss is.
Paul's not happy with it, but then again, he's going right. He's going to be almost identical to Emerson right there.
We'll take a birdie putt look on this one.
Both of these guys have been leaking in the putting category as of late, the last few holes. Let's see if they can knock it down.
Wow, McBeth just out of sorts right now with the putter.
Yeah, you don't see him come up completely empty, not even drawing metal on 3 consecutive putts from that range, going back to hole 8.
This is a great little look here.
Oh, and Emerson, yeah. Called it perfectly, Paul. Just not quite in the zone right now. This guy right here has been in the zone all day with a putter. And this time he's going to come up short. But, man, he has made not just 3 or 4 outside the circle putts. He's knocked down those 28 to 30 footers as well. And that's, to be able to balance both of those, it's a pretty deadly combo.
This guy, talk about auto zone.
Good save.
That guy is on point.
Yeah, you really just want to get in the zone.
I like looking in the crowd, seeing all the little kids. I mean, at one point we were all in that crowd, and then a few magazines and stuff. You see like old players. You know, you see like Rico or Garrett Gerthy has young kids, and then nowadays you see them, you know, legends of the game. So good to see the up and comers, people out again watching disc golf.
Next legends could be right here watching this event today. Looking at hole 12, this has a mandatory on the left side, so you've got to go down the tunnel. The tree right here, you can see that small white sign. You have to be to the right of that. It's a very low ceiling late on the hole, and then it still has about 50 to 60 feet past this little tree. You got to get under that and keep moving forward in order to get up to the green. The cart path, though, can be a real problem. It can make your disc go much farther than you might have intended.
And this is just, I feel like Lunchables for this man right here. He is so good at that shot.
Yeah.
Like a tunnel shot, low ceiling with a putter or mid-range. Control the flight, control the gap.
He's making his own, like, little tiny pizzas.
Yeah. This guy, talk about pizzas. He likes to put the pizza in the oven, as he likes to call it. And he'll be...
Oh,
no.
A redirection off the net to the sidewalk to the big skip. It was looking like it was going to work out pretty good if it just got down to the grass. Oh. That is the higher ceiling on the left side of that gap, but Emerson just missing the gap by a couple of feet. This looks to be a bit too high, and yeah, that gets knocked down.
It's right on target, though. I mean, that's what's tough about this one is you can throw a dead straight shot, no dice. You have to be within a 5-foot radius of left or right even to get a look.
Layup from Emerson. Frustrated not to be able to get up there for a look.
That's a little tester.
If you want to be the world champion, you just cannot really find yourself in a lull. And right now, Emerson Keith over the past 6 holes is even par And that is a lull in this sport, especially at Mulligans, which is playing pretty easy. You're going to need to get some birdies. Oh my gosh, that looked so good. You don't see him miss left or right very often, and the height was perfect that time. Now a couple misses in a row for James.
Nothing you can do but just shake your head, run off.
McBeth knocking down the par putt.
Could be a good putt there for him. Momentum shift could happen from even a little 20-footer like that. That was on the stripe, good speed.
And speaking of lulls, McBeth over the last 9 is even par. When have you ever seen that?
And I was playing on the second card for this round, so we were just a couple holes ahead. And I think this lull time, there was a moment Kevin Jones came up to me and said, "I'm not hearing a lot of cheers. Are you hearing a lot of cheers?"
Yeah.
And we just weren't hearing the energy from the crowd. We knew they were back there, and we were hearing a little bit of claps here and there, but just not the big highlight plays and the really exciting golf. So I think we could even sense it from across the course that some kind of slow golf was getting played. Looking at 13 here, par 3, 530 with OB water all the way down the left side.
And with a person like yourself who doesn't check UDISC throughout the round, that's got to give you some sort of sense of confidence.
He got that one turned over. Now on this hole, the one thing you cannot do is go too straight. There are bunkers that these guys can easily throw into. Also, nose up, gone left. So these guys are in control of their games, obviously, but mistakes still can be made.
If this gets left, no, it doesn't really have the energy to go left, I don't think. That's just going to be straight the whole way. Great distance, but not really a runnable putt, I don't think.
Emerson's been popping the disc nice. Let's see if he can. I feel like this is one where he could really get the momentum back. Oh boy.
That's going to...
Back on his side, maybe?
I think that's drifting out of bounds. I don't think that has a chance.
Sit.
Yeah, that's just going to curl in. There's just so little chance for that disc to hang on that slopey edge.
Might be in the circle, though. Might be able to save a par. Par's not bad on this one.
Par is what 80% of the field is taking on this hole. Not many birdies, not too many bogeys.
Okay, this gets the good skip.
There it is. For all the fans at home, for us as well, watching McBeth over all these years, it just feels inevitable that he's going to make a push. Maybe this could be the start of something.
James in a position you don't really want to be in. You don't want to be throwing approaches with that green like that behind. Ooh. Hangs on. Calvin wanting no part of running that. He laid that one up for the par.
Big putt here. Full commitment. He's been close on these all round. Yeah. Okay.
That is awesome.
That is he was way farther than I thought he was going to be as well.
Yeah, a little step 45-footer right on the pole, and he knew it.
Those are the putts.
Scrappy.
Kind of keep you in the action. Absolutely. I mean, he is still in the lead, Emerson is. McBeth with another unfortunate miss there. But Emerson in the lead. When we see all these pars in a row.
Yeah, it's kind of incredible.
Well, at this point, Chase Card is officially in with their rounds completed. So these guys have the entire course to themselves. No one else out there on the entire property. All eyes are on this card, and there are some hot scores from the Chase Card. We're not going to get into that yet, but these guys are currently not in first place. They are chasing people from the chase card.
Hole 14, par 3. You want to take us through this one, Paul?
Yeah, 258 feet. The real challenge here is this bunker. It is sitting 4 to 5 feet from the basket, so you're going to have speed control that lands on this hillside right here. A lot of people are going to go deep to the right and then have a really, really tough comeback putt with that bunker right behind the basket. Let's see. James is trying the big Anheuser play. This needs to get down quickly.
Yeah.
Does?
That's a hard thing to do. It is a very touchy angle to throw at this distance. Not that long of a shot.
And of course, there is this mandatory, so you do have to throw it to the left of that, and that's the play right there. I mean, if you can land within that 10-foot radius, you're loving life, but I mean, that's obviously tough to do.
That was great. Thrown so high, and we see that again from Emerson. You maybe have the chance to just spike.
Oh, no.
That actually is not out of bounds. That little drainage ditch,
Huh.
casual relief.
Interesting. Wow. That would have been getting back on track. And why not? You know, I mean, this is a hole that it's sitting there at the top of the hill. We saw Sias Elmore pop the ace a couple years back with the thumber.
This kid's crazy.
Ooh, what is he doing? Pushing it that far? You got to hit the hill in front.
Trying to make it, maybe.
Really?
So that's casual
Kinda
relief
looked like it.
forward? He gets it forward.
I think so.
Huh. Again, interesting. He can't miss all these.
I mean, he could. He's so good that if he wanted to try to miss all those, I know he could.
But he won't.
No. He can't. But he could. Calvin can't either. And I can't with Calvin because he's so good at those.
So we have a tie at the top now, at least for our lead card.
That's a lot of under par strokes. And it's usually what happens at the World Championships. I mean, 23 under par. That's really good. These courses are tough.
Yeah, I mean, just having the fort involved with that score, knowing that that number represents a round at the fort, that kind of makes it even more impressive in some ways.
Hole 15, par 4, 651, one of the tougher holes on the property. You've got to get over this water onto that little strip of land on the left. If you do find the water, there is a drop zone. And then you're playing up that little bit of land as it widens out to a basket right at the water's edge. Big 2-shot hole. It's a very, very skippy surface up here on the approach to the green, so you really have to be careful with your angle and speed.
Now, I heard a rumor that Calvin was going super short layup.
That is pretty short.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's just going mid-range to the left there. It makes it a really tough upshot. Yeah, he's going to have to take it out over the water from there to have any chance of catching circle, I feel like. And this is more of your traditional play. High right, try to hit, and dig. Just like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But that's tough because usually there's a right to left wind, which is taking it even higher. And then you're at the mercy of ground play, which all of these guys are so good at landing their disc soft like this.
Wow, great shot.
So it's scary taking it high, and then you're kind of at the mercy of what happens after that.
I like this flat sidearm. A lot of power. Heisering back there on the good side there. It's going to give Emerson a lot of fairway to work with.
So impressed still with his sidearm this tournament. He is just boosting it. That's a lot of power right there.
Yeah, I think he might have the biggest drive of the group.
All right, let's see if he does take this wide over that pond on the right, and how far would he have to take it?
Pretty far.
But I like it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Sneaky devil.
Way to trust that shot. Oh my goodness. Danger looming the entire way. James ain't scared at all.
Oh, and look at that classy little shot.
Did he go mid-range and then maybe putter on this hole? That was pretty incredible.
Well, lawn darts, that's what they're doing on this hole, which they shouldn't be doing because where does this come in as far as difficulty, Jerm?
It's the fourth hardest. Averages 15 cents over $4.
Yeah, that's why I sometimes feel like these guys should have to watch our coverage before they go to play the round, because when I say something like this is one of the more difficult holes, and then they go out and do something like this, it's like we're all on the same team trying to grow the sport. They should watch this footage first and then kind of adjust their play accordingly.
That's why I've been saying for years that they should take a common disc golfer and put them on every league card. Oh, no.
Come on.
No, not again. Don't. We need... Not again.
I was sure that one was home.
Okay, that was a fraction left, but that was fully through the chains. That was not just a push out.
And here's Paul kind of sneaking around.
Yeah?
4 back, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but that's not a lot for a 5-timer. When you got a fistful of rings,
Yeah.
that makes that punch a little heavier.
He just doesn't... He never goes away. He's like an annoying mosquito, but like in terms of being a good disc golfer.
Let's check in with our gatekeeper footage.
Our newest mixed doubles world champion, Mason Ford. Out there doing good things.
Nice big drive. And a great approach to about 20 feet for the birdie on 9.
Another Texas golfer.
Look at this shot on the treacherous 16th.
Oh, pinpoint. Beautiful. Ooh, let's take a look at sexy Nate Sexton.
A sexy check-in.
Hole 14.
With a rat.
Ooh, outside the circle, though.
That's a scary putt.
That's something I know he will lay up.
Oh, my gosh.
In the basket, he
Who
says.
needs chains? That was going to go in without him. That was beautiful. This is 16. Playing to the safe part of the green, right at the edge of the circle, leaving the short uphill putt.
Another little tester, though.
Yeah, not short, but definitely a good putt to make. Great birdie. Making a charge.
And now to that 16th. You just saw it from Mason and myself. The basket just perched there right in between the two bunkers. Not more than about 5 or 6 feet of room on either side. Pretty crazy to try to go all the way up onto the hill. You'd like to leave it a little short and trust your putt.
Surprising play here from Calvin. This has got to sit.
Oh, that is trouble. Emerson, an opportunity to pounce. This is a nice wide angle. This should not... Oh my gosh, it did. I liked it. I didn't like it. And now I really like it. I have to go back to 14 real quick. I forgot to give a shout out to Cameron Messerschmidt for picking up the third world's ace.
Here we go. We got James going mid-range. It's 376 mid-range low.
And it's kind of a governor. I like that. He can put a full move on that. I mean, obviously, I think he can throw that in the bunkers with the mid-range, but that allows him to kind of go that full James Conrad action and leave himself short of the bunkers. So, smart play.
This one needs a little help, too. It looks like the same line as Calvin. Okay.
But unlike Calvin, he will have a birdie putt.
Taking a look at Ezra Aderhold for birdie on the 17th.
And he's making a push for the lead card. Back to Calvin. Maybe 55 feet.
He's been liking the lies in the bunker. I'm sure he doesn't want to throw there, but he's made everything in there.
If that doesn't go in, I don't care if you hit it dead center, it doesn't go in, it still goes in the bunker long. That is insane. What a putt.
It probably goes in the bunker if you hit the cage, the top, the right side chains. I mean, it has to be center. That is such a risky, committed, great shot from Calvin to make the save.
Wow.
He keeps putting like that.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for anyone to do anything.
You see it right here.
No.
He's not in the sand, but
Might as well be.
he's 50 feet.
I mean, this is the same scenario that we saw back on hole 8 or 7. Emerson with a putt for birdie. Calvin out of bounds. And now Emerson with a putt for par. Calvin already in.
This is your worst nightmare because you can't lay any of those up at this point. Like, you're like, okay, I can still make this, and then easily can go in the bunker again. Nerves are high right now.
No, okay.
It's a good miss. It's a good miss because it sits. Obviously, he wants to make it, but...
Wow. Another leapfrog action where Emerson thought he'd get a stroke and ends up losing one.
And that's why...
There it
unbelievable.
goes.
That's why I personally don't like the layup short to the tough putt. Because you get the crowd all around here, and then all of a sudden... as we watch Paul just kind of tap it
Oh my
in.
goodness.
No way. And his jumps, it looks like, and stays in.
Yeah, I don't think he is too thrilled about the crowd cheering about that getting back in bounds, but he'll take any extra strokes he can get.
But back to my point, that's such a tough putt up the hill. It's playing longer. It's playing like a 40-footer. You can't jump it because it's just inside the circle. And then all of a sudden, you miss it.
Instant bogey.
Instant bogey, exactly. To where I feel like if you throw it pin high, you have a shorter putt, even if you're in the bunker, you're taking par.
So you'd rather throw out of
I'd
bounds?
rather park it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that one.
But I mean, your miss, can be pin high rather than short, playing in for. You get what I mean? You kind of take.
Sure,
I'm trying to take bogey out, is what I'm saying. I'm playing a little strategic.
2 pars, 2 bogeys on hole 16. Unexpected results there, but that hole plays tough. I mean, that is a 3.15 average. That is a difficult par 3.
And there we see my birdie putt, courtesy Gatekeeper Media.
And you make the good correction and make that putt on 17 today, and that puts you at 10 down for the round.
Hole 17 is a par 3, 373 feet with water to the right and also long of the basket. You can go straight at it with the backhand, or you can throw big forehand up high to the left.
The way you park this is total commitment. You got to throw it out over the water, really, for a long period of time. Drift it back.
Yes, sir.
I guess not over the water, but toward the water.
Yeah.
Which is so hard to do. You roll your wrist just a little bit, and that's why that guy in the preview was neck deep. He was looking for your shot.
Shout out to the Water Dogs. Once again, they're always out here helping people get their discs back. They're not going to have to work very hard for Paul. James, a bit slow in the last 6 holes, and it might get a little slower here. This is heading right, and that's going to be out of bounds. That'll be a long par putt. Things are starting to slip away for James. He needs to reel it back in.
Not a lot of holes left in this round, but you can survive mulligans with a good 6 to 7, 8 under, get to 10 under, something right around that range, and then the World Championships. Like I said the other day, ooh, another chicken for my guy Nate Sexton.
This is the Island Green 18th. Going with the Firebird here.
And this is to get to 26 under par. That's not a very scary place in the green. So that's a decision that you're going to have to make. Are you going to lay that one up? Are you going to go for it? It can be a 2-stroke swing in an instant. James Conrad, if he makes this putt for par, he can take this momentum with him to the fort tomorrow.
Gosh, tickle.
Wow.
Almost grabs it in there. Another big putt for Emerson. He needs it. Give it to him. Let's go, dude.
Scrappy.
He just doesn't stop, does he?
No, he doesn't. I love it.
That's a powerful statement right there. Very easily could just be like, you know what?
Not my day.
And this is the exact part of the course we saw Emerson shred in round 1, the back 9, the final 5 holes, going 5 for 5, I believe. So this is a little bit of a different story today. But the work he's done on the rest of this tournament has been so solid, and he is just 2 back now of Calvin.
Can start to see the green here of 18. It's only a short shot, but look how small that is. Here I am trying to decide if I want a piece of this. I do not. I shot a 10 down the first round by bogeying this hole, and I had to be mad all afternoon. This time I was just content to get out of there. The out of bounds just 3 feet behind the basket.
And there it is, solidifying back-to-back 10 unders at Mulligan. That is incredible disc golf at a place you have never played a tournament before.
I'd say you like that place.
Yeah, it works out. It definitely works out. I'm really happy with it. Thanks again to Gatekeeper.
Calvin tied with you currently at 25 under, and I think he's going to take a 1-stroke lead going into that 4th round.
Love that play.
Beautiful.
Drilling it into the high grass on the right, wanting no part of those rocks, which can give you all kinds of different action. Paul now has your same putt.
But I don't think he has the luxury of laying up.
No, he is not currently at 10 under par in his round.
Emerson, he sticks that one just a bit closer than Paul. That's a little bit too close, I think, to think about laying up. I think that's going to be a full send for Emerson. Look at this crafty little shape.
I don't think anybody on this card, if they make it inbounds, is laying up the putt, judging by what I've seen today.
You might be right about that.
Hard to find room to watch right now. So many people gathered.
And that's the story of Paul's round right there. I mean, he still shoots a solid, what is that, a 6 under? 7 under?
6, I believe.
6 under? I mean, that's not that bad. Oh boy. Emerson, same boat. 23 under par. He's going to be down by a few shots, but still respectable score for 3 rounds.
Good bounce back for James, and he will have to take this birdie with him tomorrow. And hopefully he can build off that nice finish as he jogs out of sight. One of just the best sights in disc golf, James Conrad.
Calvin for the outright lead.
Great round of disc golf. Calvin Heimburg, 1 bogey on the day, 8 under total, 26 for the event, and he will be sleeping on a lead at the Disc Golf World Championships.
And I think the story with Emerson and Paul were their putters were just off. And it can be a double-edged sword at Mulligans when your putter is off. And you have all this out of bounds all over the basket to where you saw them play so aggressive at the fort. But there's not a lot of trouble behind the baskets. You can run them without any fear. There's sand around and everything like that. They take it into the Mulligans. It kind of bites them. Let's see if the fort stays true to that and people are able to get a little more aggressive on the greens.
Anthony Barella, fire emoji, 11 under, jumping up 14 spots into 9th. He shot a 7 under the first round with 6 penalty strokes at that course. When he's keeping it in bounds, he is obviously making a lot of noise. Watch out for him.
And you see it there. Tomorrow's lead card, Calvin, myself, Emerson, and Ezra out at the fort. Thank you to the Founders Club. We will see you tomorrow on JomezPro.